Hi.
Welcome to Roses
and
Thorns. I'm Ryan.
I'm Kelly. And we're going to recap Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh my god, this is nuts. I have like 5 pages of notes here.
We're gonna recap 4 hours of The Bachelor. Of like busy Bachelor.
So normally when we...
Does it bother you that it like people when they're talking about The Bachelor, they call it The Bachelor, not Bachelor and Bachelorette?
No.
No?
It's simplification.
Yeah. I feel like that's the case too. Like half the time I want to say Bachelor and Bachelorette. I don't know. It's the like part of me that like half wants to be, a quarter of me wants to be feminist. You know?
You could, instead of trying to separate the gender terms, you could say the Bachelor franchise.
Okay.
Because then that also includes Bachelor in Paradise and Winter Games, and it's just like an all-inclusive term.
Sure.
So we could start saying we recap the Bachelor franchise.
Okay.
But we are specifically recapping Bachelor in Paradise / Bachelorette in Paradise.
No, that's not what they call it, though.
So normally, when I take notes for like a regular episode within like Bachelor or Bachelorette, I have 2 pages of notes, like a front and back 1 page, so 2 pages. And that takes us an hour to talk about.
Okay, you have 5 pages.
I have 5 pages. So I'm guessing it's going to take us 2.5 hours to talk about this.
Okay. I mean, I can do that.
I'm going to be so tired tomorrow.
10:45 right now.
Also, nobody will want to listen to us for that long, but...
Yes, we will.
There's just so many things happening. There's so many storylines. There's so many moving parts. Things literally change every 5 minutes. Yeah. I mean, that's on our time. So we're like, things are comfortable. And then they're like, hurricane.
Everything changes every 15 minutes? Wait, you mean an hour?
No, it was an hour. I think it's every quarter of an hour. Whatever.
So weird.
Do you guys like our Paradise intro music? A special 3 episode only Paradise intro?
Is it 5 episodes? So it's going to just... Next week's going to be the end of it?
I think it's only 5 episodes. So next week will be the end of it. So we'll just have a total of 3 Paradise episodes.
Okay. Well, at least we don't... I mean, as much as I love The Bachelor, it's... I don't think I could do this for another 5 weeks.
So last week, we...
did the finale. Or is it after the rose? It's both.
Last week, it was the finale on Monday and Paradise on Tuesday.
Yeah, episode 1.
But then we did our recap of the finale on Tuesday. And so then we had to do our recap on Wednesday
of the
Paradise. And then Thursday, like evening, I was like, I have no Bachelor related activities this evening. But I don't know what to do
with my life.
I'm still trying to figure out with our microphones, like the correct distance and volume.
Or for me?
For me, I think you mastered it very quickly.
I mean, I'm not like this anymore, at least.
I don't know.
Is this going to go in the podcast?
Yeah, this is probably going to be in the podcast.
Okay.
Because I need to explain why I'm either too far away and echoey or too close and blowing out their eardrums.
Trying to figure out a sweet spot.
Yeah, and so far I can't do it, and so I'll try to figure it out. I was listening to 2 Dope Queens, and they were I guess they were probably in a studio, and one of them's like, what's this button do? And they're like, because I guess it was labeled cough. And so it's like, oh, so if you have to cough, you press it, and it like mutes it or whatever. So then they just kept, you could hear them coughing a little bit through it.
That's funny.
But they would just like press it and cough, and they're like, that's dope. And they just like kept doing it. Like, I need a cough button for all the times I just get too loud.
Do we have a cough button?
We don't have a cough button. We have a mute button. Mm-hmm. So I don't...
That's
I guess
probably
I could...
better, right?
I could laugh and then mute it.
Does that work? I don't think that works.
I don't know if it works.
I don't think it works retroactively after you laugh.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how to do an Audacity. I'm trying my best, but, like, all I can do is, like, distort it at a lower volume.
Which is what we've been doing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what Kelly's been doing.
If you want to learn some Audacity tips, be my guest, because I'm not great at it.
Okay. Do you have any news real quick? Before we jump in?
No.
I don't either.
Okay, let's just jump in then.
Okay, because we got a lot of stuff to go through.
So where we left off was with the whole Colton, Tia, Chris thing. And I was really glad that there wasn't, like, that they, like, cut back on that and they started to give other people, like, drama instead. Because that was just too much.
Yeah.
For me.
I was really tired of, after they started talking, when Colton came back, Chris and Jordan and Nick had planned was not a dance routine.
It was not, which was very disappointing.
Yeah, I had it in my head and I was really hoping it was, but it wasn't. Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's just dive in.
So I wrote that they were making none, like, especially, Colton was fine because he was being attacked. All the other guys were making no points.
No.
Like, horrible points. Like, well, you can't date multiple people in Bachelor in Paradise.
What? Yeah. Like, Chris was mad that Colton wanted to, like, date other people, even though Colton was perfectly clear with Tia.
Why isn't he mad at John for going on 2 dates in a row? Why is he mad at Tia for going 2 dates in a row?
Or, like, anyone else who's dating other people.
Yeah,
or, like why
Crystal?
isn't he mad at himself for making out with Crystal?
Yeah.
You know, lots of hypocrisy up in here. But, yeah, I mean, like, Colton said that Tia can date other people, too. Like, he said that to Chris. He's like, she can date other people, too. He's like, oh, how's she gonna date other people when she's, like, all focused on you? And he's like, I don't know. Like, that's not what we're talking about.
How do people do it in the real world? Exactly like that.
And so then, like, this is where he confesses that he's still in love with Becca, which is a kind of important point that I think, sorry, I lost my pencil. There it is. And beyond. This is where, like, he says that he's still in love with Becca.
Yeah.
Which was kind of an important point.
Which also makes sense because he probably just came off of it.
Yeah, it was like something that was really easy to overlook. But once he said it, it was like, oh shit, like, of course you are.
Yeah.
Like, of course. Like, if you actually had feelings for that woman,
I don't know
if
about,
you actually wanted to possibly get down on one knee in 4 weeks from the time, like, yeah, like, of course. That makes total sense.
Yeah, I think so too. It was, he was getting ready to go. I don't know if he was actually really in love with her because maybe this show just brainwashes people.
I think it does. I think it definitely does. It puts them in, like, the most ideal dating situation possible where it is impossible if you have any sort of feelings for that person that you're not going to fall for them in some way as a suitor, right? As the main person, you're still falling in love with some people, but, like, as a suitor, you're going to be falling in love. Like, there's just no way that you wouldn't unless you're Leo and you're just a fucking creep.
Yeah. Shoot.
Sorry, did you lose your train of thought because of me?
A little bit.
But, like, Colton said he was still in love with Becca and that he couldn't just, like, switch back to Tia. Yeah. It's like, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, okay, right. So, I'm not sure if he was, like, if he was ready to get down on one knee, if he was, like, really actually in love with Becca, like, totally madly in love with her. But at least he probably liked her a lot.
Yeah.
So I can see how that really messes you up. You're still in this totally different kind of mindset. And then you're suddenly asked to be shipped over to Mexico and be
shipped over.
Yeah. Where was he? Oh, he was at home. And,
yeah.
And then where was he?
What do you mean?
Where was the rose ceremony?
Oh.
Was it New York or something?
No. It wasn't Peru, was it?
No, that was Ari's season. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was hometowns, and then they were somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't know where they went.
Okay, it doesn't matter. But, right after, wherever they left off, he had to go over to Mexico to go on the show. Mm-hmm. Like, probably
you think
less than
he
a
went
month.
straight from there?
Oh, I guess.
I don't know
Maybe
when they were
not,
filming
actually.
Paradise. And I don't know when they were filming Bachelorette.
I mean, they were filming it while The Bachelorette was airing. That's for sure.
You're sure of that?
Yeah.
Why are you sure of that?
Because they were saying that.
Oh, because Ashley, and Jared got engaged
Mm-hmm.
in Paradise, and that was while The Bachelorette was filming.
Yeah.
No, but The Bachelorette wasn't filming.
Yeah, it was...
It was airing.
Was it? It was in the wintertime.
Jesus.
Because when they went to Colorado, it was snowing.
I don't know if that's an indication that's necessarily wintertime. But yeah, that's a good assumption that it was probably early this year. I think
So
I
it's
want to say it finished in March.
Okay.
But that could be not real.
When did The Bachelorette start?
When did it start in our time?
Yeah. 10
May?
10 weeks ago?
I want to say May.
Okay. Because when it started, what's her face? Becca, said that she's engaged right at the beginning. So we know that she was engaged already at that point.
I don't know. Let's continue. Let's just go on. We've got 5 more hours of this episode to recap. We can't.
We were talking about
Colton. It's always about Colton. It's always about Tia.
Okay. So yeah, totally. I felt like his tears were real.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I believed it.
I really thought so. But I was talking to a coworker and she was saying that like she thinks personally and not for any other reason that he just wants to be famous. He might want to be an actor or something like that.
Oh, I don't think he'd be a good actor. I don't think he's acting.
What if those tears were acting?
No, I don't think that they were.
I don't think so either. But
I think that the times that we've seen him anything close to acting is when he has premeditated thoughts about the things he wants to say one-on-one to the camera. Mm-hmm. And so then he has this like bashful smile when he's saying it. And I think that's the closest he can get to acting.
Mm. Yeah. I didn't know where she was coming at it with. But I think it was just like how he's had high profile relationships before. So like, the gymnast, mm-hmm. And then also pursuing Tia, mm-hmm. When he didn't know, I don't think anybody knew who the next Bachelorette was going to be. Mm-hmm. So he started doing that. And then like once he decided to... or when he was recruited to become part of the Bachelorette, he was like, well, fuck Tia, I'm gonna go on this show. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's putting words in his mouth.
Yeah, I know. But, like, it was kind of...
Not that I think you were saying he was saying those exact words.
From how Tia felt about everything, it seemed like she was kind of... caught off guard. I think she thought they were starting something, and then he called it off.
So I think what happened with Tia is not like... I think she built things up in her head.
Like, what to expect out of The Bachelor? I mean, she did say that, too.
No. I mean, Colton.
She built up Colton.
Yes. So I think that they had... Because he had said something... Because Chris said this wasn't your first date, like meaning like with Tia, and he said no, it was our second, mm-hmm. And so that does support the previous theory that it was just a weekend that they had before.
Sure.
So what I've understood from the whole Colton Tia thing is that they spent some time together, but it was not a long period of time. He found out that he was, and maybe they continued to talk, right? And then he found out that he was going to be on The Bachelorette, And from Tia, she said, okay, that's like what she has reported saying is like, okay, that's fine. Like you go do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And so then he went and did that. And meanwhile, Tia is like building up in her head how wonderful Colton is, what a connection they had, how great they were, how he could be the one, and how can I just let him go like that? And I think she's just like building all this up in her head, which is why she ended up having that conversation with Becca, because she has made Colton something in her mind that she doesn't even know if that's what he is. Mm-hmm. So then she goes to Paradise expecting Colton, again, just like totally just like,
him up.
Yeah, and like driving herself crazy about it. And she goes on a date with him and they have a good time.
Yeah.
Right? Like they have a good time, but it's
more to her than what it did to Colton.
Exactly. Because for her, I think they were like picking up where they left off, continuing, oh, this is great. Like we're going to like have a relationship or whatever. And he's like trying to figure out, what did we have before? Am I ready for anything?
What does he want right now? Too?
What do I want? Like, do we have a real connection? Because I think for him, he's like, yeah, we spent a little bit of time together, but like, I don't know if it's all that.
Yeah.
You know?
And then so he asked her out on a date to get some clarification. And I think what he took from it, I think what happened to her is that it solidified things more, that like, oh yeah, they get along really well and they're kind of trying to pick things back up. However, I think he was also saying that, or thinking that, okay, well, that was fun, but not like the total connection that you really want to like forget everything else, every other woman.
Yeah.
So I think
I would agree with that.
I can see how they disconnected there. What their intentions for that date was.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a thought, but I forget. It wasn't anything important.
Okay.
So do we want to go ahead and skip ahead to like their whole conversation before the rose ceremony?
Like how she's not going to give him her rose?
Well, okay. This conversation was really bizarre because I felt like, personally, that Colton was being fairly direct while trying to be sensitive of her feelings, saying, essentially, I don't see a deep connection here. I care for you. Like, I like you, but I don't see you. Yeah. I don't see you as like the one right now.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yeah. And I think what I understood from
objectively,
Colton,
that's what we can see and totally understand.
Yeah. And of course, we're seeing what the producers want us to see.
Yeah.
But what I understood was, you are free to date. I am free to date. Let's just see where things go. Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's kind of saying. But yeah, go ahead.
And then Tia I felt like they were having different conversations where she felt like,
I'm giving you so many chances.
Yeah, like, and if you don't want this chance, like, I'm not going to give you a rose and just have somebody else come in that you can date. Like, that's not okay. And like, I felt like she was preparing to break up with him when he was already like, we're not dating.
Yeah. I don't know, because she said a couple times also to Becca and to him, Becca happens later, that like Tia keeps giving him chances to realize that like he wants to be with her. And when are these chances happening? Was it when they had their first date? Was it the second date? How many times has she confronted him about like, have you figured things out? You know, like how many times has he said, no, I still want to see other people? Yeah. How many times does he have to say, I'm not 100% into you right now? Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's kind of weird that, you know, maybe we're not seeing all the times that he's saying like, no, I want to date other people as well. Mm-hmm. And like how kind of awkward that is for him, where it's like, I think that's probably why there is that disconnect in that conversation, because he's probably said it a bunch of times.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I mean, there's definitely some disconnect in their relationship. Like, it seems like they're not just on different pages, like they're in different books.
I don't think I wasn't sure why Twitter was bashing on him right after the first episode, Monday's episode. Okay. About like, make up your mind, Colton, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, he's being very clear about what he wants.
He's trying to be sensitive. You know, he's like trying to be gentle with her, but he's not being indirect,
No.
you know?
Absolutely not.
I felt like I understood Colton, and I am not Team Colton.
I'm
I
not
don't like
either.
Colton. I'd be fine if I never saw Colton again. But, like, I mean...
The conversation
he's
that they had.
being good in this situation.
Yeah. He's not doing anything bad.
Out of many of the men that we're seeing that are getting a lot of the airtime,
Mm-hmm.
he is one of the better ones.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Which I didn't think I'd say. But-
Exactly. And this conversation could have been much, 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 much shorter.
Yes, it could have.
It could have just been, I just want to be clear, you're not interested in dating just me.
Yeah.
And then, like, if that's the case, I'm not going to give you my rose. I'm going to give it to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could have been it. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go talk to other people then, because that's not what he's going to do. Yeah, I wrote down, Colton doesn't know what he wants, and that's okay.
That's totally okay. He's 26. He's allowed to not know what he wants.
Okay, as soon as that happens, as soon as that conversation's over, Chris jumps on that. Right away. At least they show it. Right away. Just talks to Tia. And then, like, they pretty much solidify that Tia's gonna give Chris the rose.
Yeah, and I noticed, like, Tia was talking very loudly. Like, oh, Chris, you're so funny.
Really?
I don't know if she said that, but she was talking really loudly.
Uh-huh.
Like, she wants Colton to hear that. Like,
Okay.
she wants to, like, rub it in.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very grown up. For someone who has a doctorate.
Just because you have a degree doesn't mean you're
Emotionally intelligent. Okay, so let's talk about Kenny.
Kitties. Let's talk about kitties.
Let's talk about kitties. Meow meow.
Kitties.
No, Kenny. Kenny with N's. Kenny. So he gets a date card, and he talks to, like, every fucking woman on that beach.
Yeah.
How about you? How about you?
Oh,
How about you? How
yeah.
about you?
He was kind of
on the prowl.
Yep, that's a good way of putting it.
But ultimately, he chooses the last person I would have chose, which is Crystal.
I think so too. I think it's kind of weird that she was the type that he was attracted to.
Yes. Yes.
I'm surprised anyone is. I'm not surprised anyone is attracted to that.
She's the Jordan, but worse.
You think so?
Yeah.
She's not funny at all.
That's what I said, but worse. She's the Jordan, but worse. Because she's not even fun to watch. She's just like, if you saw her in a magazine, you'd be like, damn. Right?
Really?
Yeah. She's very attractive.
I don't think so.
Really?
She's okay.
She's very attractive.
She has a nice body.
And a great face. And a really good smile.
She has an okay face.
Her eyes sparkle.
I don't like her face.
Oh, okay. I think she's very beautiful. So I could see that, like, you look at her and you want to take her on a date.
Sure.
But, like, to then talk to her and want to take her on a date.
Yeah, there's
not
no
sure
substance
about that.
there.
Not sure. Dog.
Lay down.
Dog.
Lay down. Lay down.
Thank you.
Lay down.
Thank you. Okay. But yeah, he chooses Crystal, and Kevin's not happy about it because at this point, Kevin and Crystal had a thing going on.
Yeah.
And Crystal hurt her foot, so Kenny carries her across the beach, which is pretty cute.
Yeah.
It's
It was.
cute.
It was nice.
Yeah.
And, like, also it was like me carrying a chair.
Yeah. But okay, I personally think that walking on sand is difficult.
Yeah.
And then I see people running on the beach and I'm like, do you hate your legs? So then I see Kenny carrying a person across the beach. And I'm like, I can't carry a lawn chair across the beach.
I think like, as much as, like, okay, I know we don't have to talk about this. I was going to talk about how difficult it is and how bad it is for how possibly bad it is to run on the beach for your knees and your ankles and stuff. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about The Bachelor.
Let's talk about The
Bachelor. So they watch some wrestling.
Yeah, Lucha Libre.
Mm-hmm. And, it was cool, Kenny knowing so much about it.
Yeah.
Just in general, because I honestly, I think most people that just watch wrestling don't know actually too much about
Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, is there an M in there? Like, Mucho Libre?
No.
Lucho Libre?
No, and then the people are called luchadors.
Yeah. But he knew a lot about what was going on or whatever.
Yeah.
But it kind of seemed like it was all scripted that all this was going to happen.
Yeah, he had gotten some information about this prior to going on the date.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm sure he did a little bit of research. He's like, oh shit, if I'm going to be in a Lucha Libre match, I should probably know some shit about it.
And when you are doing that with, when you're wrestling with people, you have to be on the same page about everything.
Yeah.
Or you can get hurt. So they probably
practiced before he went to the beach.
When I do this, that means get ready to throw me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It seemed, I think he's actually better than he was last season and Rachel's season, because he was just a much better showman in the ring, and I think his acting is just better, you know. Also, Crystal seemed like a normal person.
Yes. This was very surprising to me. She was a woman on a date with a man.
And then when he went onto stage, she was really happy.
Yeah.
She was enjoying herself. And then when the camera gets on her and she remembers she's on camera, she becomes Crystal. And
so what we saw on this date was the Crystal closer to the Crystal that we saw at the beginning of Ari's season. She had that fake voice at the beginning of Ari's season. But I remember the first 2 weeks that I was like, no, I like Crystal. I was defending her to you because you were like, she seems fake. I was like, no, I think it's just because she records these exercise videos. She records these workout videos. She has to be overly peppy. And I was like, you're just being too hard on her because she's so positive. And then I was wrong because I am a terrible judge of character. I am. We have audio evidence at this point about how bad of a judge of character I am.
Who else were you wrong about?
John Blanc. I love John Blanc. I loved Lincoln, right?
In the very beginning,
man, I loved him. He was the best.
I thought he was I thought he was potentially a good person too. Yeah. Not a good person, but a possible suitor.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble remembering. Those are the ones that come to the top of my head right now. But I am just a generally bad judge of character.
Okay.
My intuition about people is wrong.
I think in real life, it's fine.
No, my first thought about people is always wrong.
Huh?
Always. Yeah.
Yeah, you're wrong about me.
I was. Yeah, I know. I thought Ryan was a player, and then I moved in with him as his roommate, and he just sat in his room and played video games all day.
That's right.
Could not have been more wrong. Yeah. So, but at the beginning of Ari's season, I liked Crystal because she seemed more human. And then I felt like the show made her crazy. She changed from week 1 to week 5.
Is she getting crazy
significantly
in the season?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
I thought, when she started getting in her head, when it was the first episode.
Oh, sure, maybe. But oh wait, this in Paradise?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd she do?
I don't know. She seemed kind of nervous about something. Oh, it was about Joe. And then she thought he was going to talk to her or something. And then instead she talked to Kendall instead. And then she got all in her head and whatever.
For a second, and then she was fine.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we see a different side of Crystal.
I hope so too. We'll see how that goes. But maybe we shouldn't talk about Crystal. The rest of Crystal.
Yeah, because I think that's in the next episode. We'll at least keep it by episode. So Kevin is back at the house. He's worried that Crystal's really hitting off with Kenny.
Yeah, because they started a thing already.
And then he realizes maybe there's other people here that I should be talking to.
Wait, sorry. Go ahead. No. I was gonna jump into the next episode.
Oh, so then he starts exploring other options, and he ends up talking to Astrid. And there's kind of on a daybed,
hanging out,
and then a lizard climbs on her.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then they thought she got the lizard off of her. And it just turns out it was just on the opposite side, on her back, where neither of them can see it.
God bless that cameraman that's like, there it is, zoomed in, nobody told her. Yeah. And they're like, let's walk down to the beach.
Because he's just going to jump off at some point.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would be on this beach. I think they would let her know if it was like poisonous or something.
Sure. Yeah. But I'm sure it's not more dangerous than the crabs. Right.
Probably not. So they're walking on the beach. They're hanging out. And they start making out.
They seem to be matching pretty well.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, actually. Seems like they're good. Yeah, does that look weird?
A little bit. It's fine.
Okay.
Just keep going.
I burped. These are the hazards of drinking and podcasting.
And I can't write down every time Ryan burps. I'm just going to leave it in.
I burp a lot.
I'm going to leave it in.
Well, what do I drink that doesn't have fizz? Wine.
Whiskey.
Yeah, but even then, I think it's gonna burp.
Oh,
it's like
it's gonna burp.
It's gonna burp and make me burp.
Okay, Jordan plans a dinner for Annalise,
which was really nice. And I think he trying hard.
He was. I think he was like, "What can I do? Like, I want to impress her. What can I do?"
But was he trying hard in conversation with her?
No, I don't think that much, actually. Not as much as the first day. The first day, I felt like he was really, like, small talk was not coming naturally.
Uh-huh.
And I thought this seemed a lot more comfortable. Yeah.
Did they kiss?
I think they did. Yes, they did. I wrote down kisses.
Okay. Kisses.
I wrote down kisses and, like, 4 hearts. Sorry, 5 hearts. I just thought it was so cute. He's being a normal person, and it was so great to see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of these people develop characters. You know, like Crystal developed a character, and Jordan developed a character, and then it's like they're not people anymore. So it's just nice to see him being a person.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Even in the times where he's being like a villain, because he's kind of joining up with Chris.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just him wanting to be part of the crowd or whatever, you know? And I think that like that's still another way that he's humanized.
I don't think he's instigating. I think he's just egging people on a little bit.
Yeah, I think he is too. Oh, we get a new bartender.
Mm-hmm.
It's Yuki.
I'm not a huge fan of her. I think she does bring a good energy.
Yeah.
It's just not something I like.
I think it'd be more fun in person than watching.
I think so too. I think, I don't know. She's just, they're having her play into this like stereotype where she's just super cute and she doesn't understand English.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she doesn't know English.
Somebody said, like, I don't think the new bartender speaks English. And it's like, fuck you.
Like she does.
Speaks English, not fluently.
No. And she understands.
But she speaks English.
She usually knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Unless you use a word that you probably should know she doesn't understand.
Like when Will said, we're putting you in the ringer, or throwing you through the ringer, or whatever that phrase is. I don't even know what that phrase is. I know what it means, but I can't repeat it because I don't remember what it is. But like, she's not going to know that. That's not taught in any English class.
Yeah. It's not that. If you've ever taken any
foreign language,
you know that like phrases like that are not going to be translated well.
Never.
Even if they understand the words.
The word ringer, not much of a word.
If you think about it, you're like, maybe is it the person that holds the ring in a wedding?
Right.
Or something like that?
Yeah.
But yeah, you just don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of rude. But I also have a lot more experience talking to people who don't speak English as a first language. So
okay.
I've kind of learned the things that like you just don't say idioms because Or
the
you
word
avoid
idiom.
them. Yeah. Well, actually, a lot of at a certain level, they'll know the word idiom, or at least like slang. You can say the word slang. And they're like, oh, okay, I understand what that means.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh,
sorry,
what?
I just found notes. I just found notes.
What do your notes say?
Oh.
John and Kendall.
We can come back to that. Let's go to John and Kendall.
Okay.
Yeah.
John goes up to Kendall and asks her if they want to talk for a little bit.
Yes.
And I think John was like, oh shit, nobody's gonna keep me. Because women have the power this week. So he hasn't really made any strong connections yet. So he's like, trying to talk to anybody right now and seeing if there's a connection. And then I thought they were like getting along pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
Like, not like super, super well, but like well enough to maybe like see how this goes.
Sure.
And then he actually kisses her.
Yeah. Yeah, he kisses her. And they were cute together, but also Joe and Kendall are really cute together.
Yeah, they are. And I think they make a little bit more sense. I don't think
John is weird enough for Kendall.
Yeah.
And I don't think Joe is either, but I think he appreciates her weirdness because he seems actually kind of boring. Joe, I think it's kind of boring.
I don't know what it is. He's just more okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, to go along with it than, like, I don't know, someone maybe a little bit more practical, like John.
I can't see, like, Joe and Kendall getting married, but I can, like, see at least for, like, a paradise connection more than I see a John and Kendall paradise connection.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably why it works out the way it does, where after John and Kendall kiss, nobody talks about it.
Nothing happens. Can I say this? Yeah. I feel like this doesn't fit in anywhere else. I forget when I thought this. She was talking to two other people. I forget. But it seemed very scripted, very like guided when she was talking. And Kendall is a very bad actress. Sorry.
No, you can say actor. Actor's totally fine for women.
But still,
I would prefer that you say actor.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it doesn't need to be a gendered profession. They do the exact same thing.
Okay. Lay down. Ready, lay down. Good girl. She's a bad actress.
Okay. You really prefer the term actress?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is a waitress a waiter?
A server.
Sure. Okay. Well, when she was talking, it seemed very forced. Also, when she was talking, when there was like the women get together, before Colton was sent home in Becca's season, she was like, "Oh, what could they be talking about?" Like that, and it seemed kind of awkward for Kendall. So like, it just seems like she's a bad actor.
Sure.
That's funny.
But
I just want to say that before I forgot about it.
No, that's great. The thing I found in my notes, I think maybe it's also not in your notes. Sorry, I found another part of my notes that's within those notes. So anyway, okay, so this was after Colton and Tia's conversation. Chris sets up that daybed for him and Tia. And we talked about that a little bit. Tia kind of likes him. Chris, like, I don't know. He says he knows what he wants. Okay. So then Colton is talking to Angela.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
So Colton is talking to Angela, and she said that she hasn't heard great things about him.
Oh, yeah.
And so Colton, this is like a reminder that he's still kind of a child. Because instead of just saying like, oh shit, well, let me tell you who I actually am. Like, let's have a real conversation. He decides to go talk to Chris because he assumes like that's who's been like running his mouth or whatever. So he goes to Chris and he's like, I heard you were talking shit about me, like whatever. And like they get all like tough guy with the hands under the armpits and the thumbs on the pecs. That look.
That was Chris.
And Colton comes over and he's like, I heard somebody was talking shit about me. And Chris looks at the camera like he's on the fucking Office or something.
Yeah. And then, like, they're all, like, they're all denying it and just, like, being, I don't know.
Like, oh, man, that sucks.
Oh, it wasn't me. I mean, I know all you know. You told me.
I mean, what were they saying?
And then Colton's like, he looks at the camera. He's like, what the fuck? Obviously, it was you guys. It was so weird.
And this is a good segue because that's right before the rose ceremony.
Okay.
So, rose ceremony time, we have some, like, pretty sures that, like, Annalise is going to give it to Jordan. Tia is going to give it to Chris.
Yeah.
Astrid's going to give it to Kevin. Crystal's going to give it to Kenny.
Yes.
Ryan had heard something I missed. It was just a blip.
It was a blip.
Nisha was going to give it to Eric. Because apparently, if a black person's not on a date with a white person, there's no reason to show them. Yep. So we didn't see anything about Nisha and Eric on this episode.
Exactly.
And then Kendall and Joe.
Yes.
But we had some wild cards with Chelsea.
Who did she pick?
She picks David.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
But
I think it was because she had to.
Yeah. Angela gives it to John. I thought she was going to save Colton. I did. But I'm glad she saved John.
They were hanging out.
Yeah. But I'm really glad she saved John. So I don't know why, but great.
Yeah, we high-fived.
We did. We did.
We high-fived because John got saved. We had a little
celebration. And so then I'm on the couch. The only person left is Bibiana. And I'm chanting, Wills, Wills, Wills. Because I was so certain. Because Bibiana had just been talking about how Colton didn't deserve to be there. Or like a lot of people would be happy to see Colton go. Or something along those lines. When she was talking to Chris. And it's like, what happened? I don't know what happened.
They offered her a couple $1,000.
Maybe.
Probably. To keep Colton around.
God, that's probably something that happened. She probably got some sort of incentive to keep him.
Yes.
You just blew my mind. I am so innocent. I don't even think about that.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. So, Bibiana got paid an astronomical amount of money to keep Colton around.
Probably not. But, like, enough where she's like, whatever.
So, thank God Nick goes home. Because fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him. He was just drunk or high the entire time. He was no good. He was no fun. He thought he had a connection with Chelsea, and I don't know why.
I think he made it up so that he can stick around with his boys.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Wills went home.
Yeah, that was too bad.
And somehow David stayed.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that happened.
I think it was just... I think Wills was trying to be a little bit more outgoing, but it was still just not what was gonna bring in the viewers. Yeah, it was like... Or they thought there was too many black people. Or, I mean, it was just like outgoing for Wills, but it wasn't actually outgoing. Yeah. So he said he talked to every woman there or whatever, but maybe that was like, how's it going? Yeah. You know, and they're like, it's good. And he's like, cool. Talk to her. I don't know. Because we didn't get to see any of this. Yeah. Because we haven't been seeing anything with these people of color. Like, they're off the radar except for Kenny because he went on a date with Crystal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I agree because it just seems like we don't see any bit of Eric. No. Eric was what's Eric doing? He was Final 3 in Rachel's season. Yeah. And I feel like... big player. I mean, not player like that. Like, important person in the game. Yeah, in the franchise. He was like more than just a blip. Yeah. So was Kenny. I mean, he's getting some because he went on a date with Crystal. I mean, people love Kenny. Wills was Final 4. I don't know about Nisha, but Nisha's really pretty. And I feel like maybe she's just not doing anything. She's always in those like kind of like round tables where like people are talking about somebody else. She's there. Sometimes she says something. I think she's staying out of the drama. And they're like, what's happening in the house? And she's like, people are dating. You know, like I'm sure like she's just like, I'm not going to get involved in this drama. So then they don't show her because she's not interesting. But I am sure that there are interesting things happening to her and they just find them less interesting
like
then like
probably
the
like
Tia Colton drama and like Crystal Chris whatever drama.
Yeah, I mean, it's also probably some sort of like unconscious bias where they're like they don't realize that that's why they think it's less interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
But okay, so then Chris says he has a surprise for the ladies and sends the guys away.
Yeah.
This might be the next day or whatever. I don't care.
It was the next day. It was the next day.
And all the guys are sitting around saying that they think it's Becca. And I hate that they're right. Because why? Why did they think it was Becca? What about the situation made them think that it was Becca?
I don't know, honestly.
Because if I didn't know it was Becca, I wouldn't have thought it was Becca.
Does Becca M go on to The Bachelor? In Paradise?
I think she ends up not going because she got a boyfriend. She was planning on going, but then she got a boyfriend, so I think she decided not to go.
Mm. I hear people, maybe you told me this, that they're just kind of like on call to get shipped over to Mexico.
Oh, I did not say that.
Oh, okay. But they're like either in Mexico just waiting or they're at home waiting.
Wow.
To get that call.
Wow.
To go.
That's crazy.
Because you just never know when someone's going to leave. Like Danielle.
Oh, Danielle
L?
M.
M. And not D-Lo.
Yeah.
Because then they have to bring in somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, people are like on call for this.
Yeah. Or maybe like a person says like, I was just really hoping to see this person here.
Oh, and then suddenly they appear.
Yeah.
Like, we won't talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so Becca does appear.
Oh, yeah.
And Tia and Becca have like a conversation on the beach.
Which I hate that they're just continuing this drama.
It's so stupid.
It's
and I'm sure
done.
Becca has no idea like what's actually going on. And she thinks, oh, I'm just talking to my friend because she's going through a hard time or whatever. And meanwhile, like there's just all this drama going on. And whatever. And Colton just like
He like walks away.
breaks. He breaks when he hears that Becca's there.
Yeah. Like it was actually like she is actually there.
Yeah.
And, like I feel like he can see her.
I'm sure he could, or he could at least hear her, but like Kenny told him. Like Kenny went.
Yeah, Kenny
looked,
told
you
him.
know?
He like snuck over there and saw that it was actually Becca.
It was just heartbreaking.
I thought it was real tears for sure.
I thought it was genuine.
So-
I really did.
And then when my coworker thought it was fake or I don't know, like a fake storyline or something, I was like, well, if he wants to become an actor, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly.
He did a really good job faking that.
A fake crying, I think, is a really hard thing to do. Like, I think we've all seen movies and TV shows where somebody, like, fake cries. And it's like, what are you even doing with your face?
Yeah.
You know? Or there's, like, was it Emily breaking up with Ari? I think is what it was. When they, like, showed that back.
Oh, yeah.
And she's, like, totally fake crying.
Yeah.
And it was just so... Like, it just made me so angry.
That,
it
like,
made me so angry.
why did you have to try to cry?
Like, if you don't feel like crying, don't cry.
Yeah.
Just don't cry. Nobody's going to judge you for not crying. Actually, they will, because people judge you for literally anything you do.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I'm judging you way more for faking it. Because that's bullshit.
It is bullshit. Because,
like everyone deserves
like,
better than that.
Putting her fingers in her eyes and shit, you know, like, to, like, stop the mascara or whatever.
But there was no tears coming
and
down.
then, like, when she took her hands off and she opened her eyes, her whites of her eyes were absolutely white. She was not crying at all.
And then once he, like, walked away, she was fine.
Yeah. Sometimes I look at you and it's like, oh my God, is she crying? It's like a really, like, emotional, a slightly emotional part of, like, a show.
Oh, they're going to say commercial, because that's true, too.
Or commercial.
I cry at everything.
And I look over at you, it's like, oh God, her whites of her eyes are a little pink. It's like, there's, like, a 50% chance you're, like, your eyes watered up a little bit.
At everything. Like, sitting on the couch watching TV that's not a reality show. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not a reality show. That's not Married at First Sight. I cry constantly through Married at First Sight.
Really?
Oh my God.
Is it when they're fighting?
No, it's just because it's so real. Like, it's real people.
Okay.
Like, it's not like Bachelor where these are like Ken and Barbie dolls dating. And you're like, I can't relate to you at all.
They are pretty normal people.
These are normal people. And it's like, I just cry all the time at Married at First Sight. like, because there are the fights where I'm like, oh man, like that's really upsetting. But then they make up and you're like, oh, that's so great. And then they go and like, one of them will like set up a really romantic date, or they'll have like a great heart to heart. And I just cry the whole time. So I watch it when you're not home.
Because you're just going to be crying the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. But like reality TV, I don't usually cry that much at. Because it's just drama.
It's all American, I guess. But the ones that are like...
It's the drama. I don't care about the drama. The drama doesn't make me cry. It's the real moments.
Okay, the real nice moments?
Just like things that are relatable.
Okay.
But like normal TV shows. Like I can cry at any show. Big Bang Theory. Like it's Modern Family. Whatever. So... Colton, I believe Colton is really crying.
Yeah,
as an expert crier, I think Colton is really crying.
Okay.
And so then Becca like seeks out Colton, and they have a conversation. Now we're into the next week. We're in the next episode. We're on Tuesday. We're on Tuesday's episode.
Yeah.
And like. The guys are talking on the other side of the beach about how like Colton should probably just go home. He's not going to get enough closure here.
Yeah, like the end of the previous episode. Sorry,
sure.
Break your.
No, I mean these. I feel like went into each other very nicely. With like Becca going up to the stairs to find Colton, and then the next episode starts where she goes up the stairs and finds Colton.
Yeah. So I think before the start of this episode, we were thinking that he might go home on his own.
Yeah, we might. Yeah,
because it was, I don't know. He seemed like, holy shit, he is not ready for this.
Yeah, and I thought it'd be really mature of him to send himself home.
Yeah, and like besides him crying, and then maybe talking to some people and going on a date with Tia, I don't think we saw any other previews of him. So I was like, oh, maybe he does go home.
Yeah.
Because we just don't see any more of him.
Yeah. But I think they also kind of maybe wanted us to think that.
Yeah.
So then Becca talks to Colton. She gives him like a pep talk. Mm-hmm. Like, hey man, stick with it.
Get back in there.
Slapping
him on the butt.
You're gonna be fine and just cry and let your emotions out.
There's nothing wrong with you. It was just the other guys were better than you.
The thing that she said to everyone. It wasn't
every
you.
Single time.
It was just the way I was feeling. There were other guys there.
I just had to follow my gut.
Yeah. But she gives Colton pep talk, which I think there was something happening on our couch that I missed part of it. Mm-hmm. But by the end of it, he was new Colton. He was happy. He's ready to go. He's like, life is great.
Everything turned around.
Yeah. He walked on a rainbow over to the other guys with like sparkles and unicorns running around him. Mm-hmm. He was great. Mm-hmm. Everything was fine. So now he's back in the game and it's like nothing ever happened.
Which is really weird. I get that, maybe you got a little bit of closure. That helps. It does.
But you're
not fully healed from that.
Yeah, you can't just be over your ex-girlfriend that quickly.
No.
That's not how that works. You don't just have a conversation with them. You're like, oh, I feel better now.
Okay, maybe, actually. I did hang out with one of my ex-girlfriends like months afterwards. And I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not going out with her anymore. Not that I was hung up on her or anything. I was real done with her.
So that's a different situation.
It is. It absolutely is. But, it did, at least solidify things a little bit.
Sure.
I mean, it was just reconfirming things that I already knew, you know? But I can see how maybe someone that wasn't sure and was like, well, actually, we actually didn't work. I shouldn't be so upset about this because we just don't work, actually.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I don't know if that happened.
I don't know if that's
the situation.
I'm not sure if that's a situation.
Yeah.
But, maybe they hit all the awkward moments that it was like, oh, God.
Yeah. They definitely spliced things. To me, this one didn't feel as fluid as some of the other conversations that they put together. This one seemed spliced. Where I was like, wait, why is she talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to pay attention to that more. Sometimes, a lot of the times, it just seems like I'm hearing things, but I'm not listening.
No, that's fair. It's a really long show.
Yeah.
But so Colton goes back to the other guys and he's like, I'm healed. And Chris is like, Colton's emotionally unstable.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, he said something like that. And then he said, oh my God, he said something along the lines of, being a virgin is very emotional. And it's like, we're done with the virgin talk. We're done.
A high school or maybe college thing to say.
So
maybe
fucking
college.
stupid.
Yeah.
There was something else he said. I think it was on the last episode, and I didn't say it. He just said something about being like a good guy who deserves to stay or whatever. And it's like, dude, good guys don't have to tell people that they're good guys.
Exactly. I'm a good guy.
Yeah, I know. You tell me every day.
I'm a good guy.
I'm a nice guy. Mm-hmm. You're lucky to have me. That's all Ryan ever says to me.
I don't kick your dog at all, ever.
I've never hit you. I've never cussed you out. Ryan just reminds me of all the great things he does for me.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't even know why I end up getting into Chris again. Oh, because he said something about being a virgin is so hard and just whatever.
Okay, Chris is an asshole. Yeah. I think we'll just say things
definitely
that confirm that he is an asshole from now on. And I feel like we don't really have to dwell on him very much anymore.
That's true. I was really trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I was too. I think
just
I was on the same page as you.
Yeah.
Going into this.
That like maybe Becca's season, he just he lost himself, you know? I can see how that would happen. This is a weird journey. But like, no, I'm sorry. You're just spending a couple weeks on the beach.
And and he's already been an asshole like 10 times.
Yeah. No, you don't get any more chances.
No.
You're just an asshole
He's
now.
an asshole.
Yeah.
He's not a goose. He's not a silly goose.
He's an angry fucking goose.
Yeah.
He's the kind that makes you think it's cute and fluffy and you're feeding it and then it fucking bites you. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Chases you.
Yeah, chases you.
Yeah.
Doesn't take no for an answer. Wait. I don't even know who I'm talking about now.
Mm-hmm. You've run into different geese than I have.
Okay. Annalise.
Yeah.
Is super into Jordan.
Yeah.
It seems like they have built up this relationship
they have
very
a connection.
quickly.
They have a connection, and then loves him now.
Yeah, I think she skipped some stones in her stepping stone path.
Uh-huh.
She just ran through the water onto other stepping stones.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she left Jordan behind.
Ninja warriored over some key points in regular relationships.
Yeah, she left Jordan behind. He was really afraid of getting his boat shoes wet, so he's still back at the first stone.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to get those wet. You don't want to get those wet.
He was into it. He was ready to cross that road, but he was not going to the stream. Sorry, stream. It's not a road. Obviously, there's stepping stones. It's not a road. He's ready to cross that creek with her.
Where are we? Are we in Mexico?
That's the Spanish word for stream. Crick.
Does that also mean beach?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am fluent in all the Spanish.
I just learned that puppy is perrito.
Yeah, they add ito to mean little.
Yeah, I know.
Things.
But so perro is dog, and so they're like perrito.
Perrito. Yeah.
So when you wrap up a kitty in a blanket, it's a perrito.
No, stop it.
Like purr.
I know.
Because they purr.
I know. You're
and then
making
you
a
wrap
joke.
up a dog in a blanket. It's also a perrito.
Yeah, I know what you're doing, and I'm not going to condone it.
I think it's hilarious. Baby, how's that not funny? Come on.
No, I don't condone it.
Fine.
So then Jenna walks in.
Yeah.
Entrance Jenna the alien.
She's not that weird. She's eccentric.
Alien.
She's very eccentric.
She said she's legitimately an alien.
I've never seen a pink alien before.
Do you believe
Zoidberg?
that Zoidberg is a pink alien? Whoop, 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 whoop.
Sometimes Kelly does that.
It's my favorite thing in the world. Oh my god. Whoop, 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 whoop.
How's that picking up on the mic?
I think I don't know if the hand motions are picking up or not.
Nope, it's not.
Do you guys see my claws and me shaking my hips?
It's not even nose work, does it?
Because he doesn't sit down when he does it.
Because he's a lobster. He has no hips.
He does a squat with his knees out, and then he crab walks. What were we talking about?
Aliens. Jenna.
Jenna said that she is legitimately an alien. Do you think that Jenna actually thinks she's an alien?
No. Yes?
You're so fast with that answer. You didn't even think about it. Have you already thought about this?
Do you think they're censoring, like, a penis in her butt? Like an alien penis?
I think that's what all the censoring is some sort of weird alien part at her butt. And that's why they just
Jordan
keep censoring
is totally into it.
I don't know if I'd say penis, but some sort of weird alien thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there is a chance that Jenna thinks she's an actual alien.
Like, I think she might think she's part alien.
So here's what I'm thinking, is that possibly her parents are members of a cult.
Okay.
Such as, but probably not the Heaven's Gate cult, where they think that they are supposed to go up into outer space.
Okay.
Right? And they think that their leaders were actual aliens.
Are there still branches of that?
I don't know if they're branches, but there are still people who are alive who were members of Heaven's Gate.
I see.
Who left before Heaven's Gate, quote unquote, took off for outer space, aka killed themselves.
Yeah.
And so some of those members still think that like their time should come in the spaceship. Some of them have killed themselves since then, trying to reach the spaceship. So I don't think that she's
Kool-Aid?
actually part of. No, they're not the Kool-Aid
gang.
Theirs was. It doesn't matter. I don't think it's actually Heaven's Gate, but like that kind of thing where like people think that their aliens are like connected to outer space in some way.
Weird.
That like maybe if her parents were part of that type of cult, that she like might have grown up thinking I'm part alien, you know, and like really embraced it and like I'm quirky.
Okay, I just thought of something.
What?
Do you know how Jenna is very eccentric?
Yeah.
And it's very high energy sometimes and like, I don't know, whatever. But when you are bipolar, you have those high energy things.
Oh, she could be manic right now.
Yeah. And then I think, since Jordan's mother has mental illnesses, he might really like those times that his mother was in those manic stages.
Oh my God.
That, like he might really like how the kind of energy that she's giving off, because that's when like his mother was probably giving him the most love.
Whoa. You just got so deep and so real. Whoa. You might legit be onto something that these people don't know is happening. Wow.
And then,
yeah, that might be the thing.
Maybe.
Okay. That's something to like just like put in our brains.
And then just like look out for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like on a shelf sitting there.
Yeah.
Like not like a high shelf.
And we should really know.
A very reachable shelf.
Keep in mind that this came from our talk about her being an alien.
Yeah, so take it with a grain of salt. Sure. Her being an alien that I thought was actually meant she was a cult member.
I'm also not saying that she has bipolar disorder or anything. It's just like she's
but like,
very high energy.
She is, I feel like, showing symptoms of like a manic episode.
Well,
I didn't finish my degree in psychology and you did, so I don't know.
Well, I didn't really care about the personality stuff.
Really?
No, not.
Oh,
that's what I did. Part. That's what I wanted to do, and then I realized that's not what I really want to do. I was like, okay. I'm already like almost done with this. I should finish my degree.
Sure. But anyway, everyone's really excited about Jenna and Jordan. Like, she walks in and people just, like, shipped them immediately, where it's like, because he got googly eyes for her and he was trying to contain himself. Like, I don't know if you saw it, but he looked at her and then he just kind of looked away. He was like, I don't know what to do.
How do I look at people?
It was pretty cute. But yeah, I mean, they seem to hit it off really well.
Yeah, they fit way better than anybody else on Paradise right now.
Oddly, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's like Kevin and Astrid are really boring, so they probably fit really well together. You know, it's just like, not saying that they are boring people. I'm just saying, like, them as a couple, there's nothing for us to see of them, which probably means it's going really well.
Mm-hmm. Did who was the Seattle woman?
Taylor.
Did they break up?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, Taylor.
Because they seemed like right off the bat super boring.
Instant connection. We didn't see much of them because there was not much to see. They were like happy. They didn't date anyone else the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had like a fight.
They were boring.
Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah.
And that's like Kevin and Astrid right now. But like Jenna and Jordan still have a lot of drama energy.
Yeah.
So they have this really great date. They go horseback riding. There's a lot of black bars over her butt because I guess she probably had a wedgie or something. Or her
Tell her to pick it out.
Through. I don't know. She lost her clothes somewhere along the way, and
because all she was wearing was a bikini.
The rest of the show.
Yeah.
The rest of the show. Days have gone by, and she's just wearing that same bikini.
Is it the same bikini?
Yeah.
No, it's different. It was different, I think.
She must have changed it at
like
some
later.
Point
I mean, that day.
No, that day and the next day.
She was wearing a different bikini at some point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just like
same color.
Oh, okay.
It was like pink, almost skin tone.
So they get back, and so Jordan has a conversation with Annalise.
Yes.
And it's like a pretty, like, not sensitive, not gentle conversation, but it's a very Jordan conversation.
It was, and I think it was at least pretty direct.
It was direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too direct.
Too direct, because Annalise seems like a very sensitive person.
Yeah.
And I think she needed something softer. And I think it still wasn't direct enough for her, because she still seemed to be, like, staring at them later. And, like, I don't think she talked too much to anybody else, and
she was still hoping.
I think she was still hoping he might come back. The mouse waiting for the cheese.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk about that for a second?
No, we can get back to that.
Okay.
We got other mice and cheese
to go after.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jordan and Jenna.
Uh-huh.
So that same night, David talks to Jenna.
Yeah.
Which I think was actually a little bit of a nice move. If he was actually wanting to connect with her. Right?
I'm making skeptical faces at Ryan. I know you can't see that, but it's okay.
So if you wanted to get to know
to
somebody, and you knew it was their birthday, I think it would be a nice icebreaker to get them a cake because they haven't had their cake yet for their birthday. And so, like, it was just a nice way to start talking to them.
Isolated incident, yes. Nice guy move.
Mm-hmm.
If this was David's first day in paradise,
we didn't know anything about him,
I would say, yes, that was a nice gesture. However,
that's all I was saying.
Hold on. No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There's one thing that we didn't talk about. And that is, hold on, let me find my notes. So Jordan does that, like, dinner for Annalise on Monday's episode.
Yeah.
And David tries to warn Annalise about Jordan.
Yes.
So here we have this trend of Jordan likes a woman. David goes up to her and starts saying, like, oh, you should really watch out for Jordan. And then, sorry, did I say David? David goes up and starts saying, like, oh, you should watch out for Jordan. So then Jenna... Right, so he brings her birthday cake.
Yeah.
But then he's like, oh, you should watch out for Jordan.
Yeah, kind of. He wasn't so direct. He was actually...
Not the same way as he was with Annalise.
Right, exactly. He was kind of like, I don't know.
He's fun for a date.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
For a day or something like that. So fucking, what is it? Like, backhanded and like so subliminal a little bit.
Yeah.
Not even really. But like, what a shitty person.
So I can see how Jenna thinks that this is a nice gesture because it is her first day in paradise. But for anyone else who has seen what's going on, David's a fucking dick.
Yeah. So I was just saying,
because it's only women that Jordan's interested in.
So like,
that's the only women he's talked to.
Cake was a good idea.
Yeah, it was.
But all the conversation afterwards, it was just like, and like he said that he is attracted to her, which he has a good reason to, because she's attractive.
Yeah, sure.
But from what he's saying, he's just being an asshole to Jordan.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else to it. He's also, he's just doing everything to fucking annoy him.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know that he cares anything about Jenna.
No.
But he wants to fuck with Jordan.
He like wanted to kiss her. But I think he realized it was probably not the right moment.
Well, and Jordan came over.
I know, exactly. He wanted to kiss her in front of him.
Oh my god, that whole thing once Jordan came over.
It was so awkward.
It was the worst small talk ever.
Uh-huh.
Were there any sentences that were more than 5 sentences?
Any sentences that were more than 5 sentences?
Sorry, more than 5 words. Sorry, that were more than 5 words. Were there any sentences that were more than 5 words?
No, I don't think so.
I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad it's your birthday. I'm glad you got me cake.
Yeah, that was so weird. It was just the smallest of small talk.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I know.
Can I get a little bit more of the cake? I think that was the longest sentence.
It was the worst. It was the worst.
You want a small bite? I want a big bite.
And then it shows, I skipped a part. It's just like a really small thing. So he told Annalise, maybe it's not a small thing. He told Annalise that she's a second choice. She's basically putting her on the back burner in case things don't work out with Jenna.
Yeah.
But you understood that to be something different.
I can see how you interpreted it that way. I think he said something. No, that was Chris saying that T is an option.
Yeah.
I heard it as if something happens with Jordan and Jenna, where like he's not going to give her the rose, that he was going to keep Annalise around because she deserves love. And not that it was because he is going to give it to her that, you know, she is number 2, that like she has a chance, a little bit more chance to find someone else.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I still took it as you're my second choice, you're my backup.
I can see how you thought that too, because I don't know.
But he did say that thing about like, you're a great woman, you deserve to find love, whatever. And so I can see your point that he would just like give her a rose so that she could stay, you know, so that maybe somebody else could help her find love.
Yeah.
I could see that too. And then they like with the like one-on-one with the camera, like it shows Annalise crying into the world's stiffest tissue. Like, I think they just gave her a piece of paper and were like, here you go, blow your nose. Because it was so stiff.
Was it when her blowing the nose?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it looked like a
notice.
piece of paper. I was like, oh no, you guys didn't have anything else? Like, not like a shirt or something back there? I don't know.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Anyway. Then there's like a little blip of Eric and Angela. Don't know what's going on there.
Oh, did he kiss her?
Yeah, I think they kissed.
They kissed. Oh,
Yeah.
They hugged and then kissed.
Oh, yeah, because he was like, come give me a hug. So she actually gives him a hug, and then he kisses her on the cheek, and then they start making out. And like, part of me was like, was that smooth? And the other part was like, is she stupid? And I never got an answer.
What were they talking about?
I don't know.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah. I mean, it's We don't.
He was talking about. Well, at least he was talking about like Nisha giving him a rose, and it was more like a friend rose.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And then I think he was seeing how things would go with other women. So I don't know what they were talking about before that, but that's what.
And I didn't write down much because it wasn't very dramatic.
I don't think
which I guess is why they don't show things. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that comes to fruition, and that's something that, that's good that happens between them. I'd like to see more. In comes Caroline.
Yeah. And it seemed like every man wanted to talk to her. They all wanted to go on a date with her.
Weird, because she's a very average-looking person.
I think she's pretty.
Okay.
I think she's more average than everybody else.
I think that she does good things with her hair and face to make her pretty, but I do not really think that she's pretty.
Really?
We have different interest in women.
Okay. Yeah. She does look a little bit more mom than other women there.
Sure. I don't really think her face is attractive.
Okay.
I don't think she's ugly. I wouldn't look at her twice, personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have different taste in women.
So our dog is licking just whatever she can find in the background. Paw, floor, it doesn't matter. Sorry, I can see that it's picking it up, so I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but it's there.
Okay.
Whatever.
So who does she talk to? Does she talk to everybody?
Who she doesn't talk to is David.
Oh, yes. I love that so much. She was like, so I'm going to talk to people that I don't know already. And she said, I already know you.
And then it walks right by him.
Yeah. And then, and he was talking about like, she's here. I can talk to her or whatever.
And he said like, I already met her once at the spa date. And it's like, who cares? Like half the guys here met her at the spa date. It doesn't give you any sort of advantage or whatever. Mm-hmm. She didn't give the time of day.
It was a disadvantage to him.
It's funny.
Because she, just glazed over him, just dismisses him because either he was on Becca's season or...
I don't think that was it, because she talks to Joe and John.
Or she knew him. Or she knew, like, who he was and was like, fuck him.
Yeah, I think she saw enough of him. She was like, nope, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah.
So then she goes and talks to Joe. Caroline's so nervous. I really identified with Caroline in this whole thing.
At least that moment.
Just like her being like, this is weird, this is awkward, I don't know what to do, what's the protocol, like... not being warned about the proper procedures of what to do.
Yeah.
And you're like, there is a functioning environment here and I don't know how to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I totally get that. And then she had to go to the bathroom and she was too nervous initially because she's like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do the things. And then she's like, God, I have to pee and I'm trying to do the things. I felt like that would have been me if I went into paradise.
There's a whole crew following you.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if you go to the bathroom right now, they're just staying around doing nothing.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if she's worried about like wasting their time or something, or like, there's only X amount of time for, her talking to men before she has to go or something
she's like, you have to make a decision right now.
So she's, it's pretty awkward.
And then she forgets about Joe on the couch.
Yeah.
It's like funny in a way that it's not funny because it's just like...
Because it wouldn't be funny if we knew that Joe already has somebody.
Yeah.
Has someone to give a rose to.
Yeah, and if he weren't such like an easy-going guy anyway, that he was just
Yeah,
probably like, oh, she went on a date with John? All right. Like, I don't know how many days he was there before he realized she wasn't coming back.
Days?
Days.
How many rose ceremonies?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been weeks. He's still there.
He's still
actually. So she talks to John.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't see a spark, honestly. I saw that they were talking.
It was cute.
Okay.
It wasn't like they're not going to get married. But it was cute.
Okay. So, John gets the date.
Yes.
John gets the date. Yeah.
All I wrote down was kitty, frog, dog, mariachi.
Mm-hmm. They were making out. They were dancing. That's about it. Very little talking happened.
The kitty and the frog was the cutest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah, were they friends? Was the kitty just playing with it?
I think it was being a predator.
Okay.
So it wasn't actually cute because the frog probably died, but it was pretty cute not knowing if the frog dies or not.
Okay.
And not thinking about maybe that they were friends.
What if the frog killed the cat? Poison.
I do not like your scenario, sir.
Poison.
You take it back. You take it back. And then I thought it was cute that she was like, name that dog, quick.
Yeah, that's something you would do. But he was talking, though.
Which is also something I would do.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he was kind of like bearing his soul a little bit.
Was he?
Well, not really, but he was just saying
He was just talking.
what he wants in, a relationship, what he would like in a woman and stuff like that. What he's talking about himself, how he's like a believer in love and blah. I don't know.
But you can't have the dog wait. The dog's going to do the dog thing.
I know.
You have to address the dog while it's there. I would have been so distracted by these animals. I don't think anyone can judge her for it.
Yeah.
I would have been so distracted. There were so many weird animals. Because I think I saw another white thing run through the background.
I think it was the cat.
No, the cat was not white. The cat was tiger.
It was tight. I don't know. Okay, whatever.
You want to watch it back?
No. Because that was a boring date.
I liked it. It was a date I would go on.
Because of the animals, not because of the
animals and the Asian guy. Yeah, that's the date I would go on.
I don't know. I thought they have a pretty average date.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was a connection, but it wasn't like a love connection.
Yeah.
However, if you were Caroline, it was. If you were Caroline, they were dating, I guess.
I think that the men having the power, I think that was a big part of it.
Oh, it kind of changed the
I think she kind of latched her hooks into him a little bit so that she's safe for a week.
I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why these women are like building up these things because they're like, oh, I'm safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why she's like all concerned when Jubilee comes in.
Yeah. Tell me about Jubilee.
Jubilee was in the military.
Yes.
She worked with communications, radios, and computers.
Yes.
She worked in the hardware part of things.
Yeah.
So she had some things in common with John a little bit.
At least in the computer science field.
Yeah. So they were they could relate a little bit. But Jubilee comes in. She talks to other people. She talks to a bunch of other people too.
She talks to Kevin. We know that.
Oh yeah, she talks to Kevin, and he was very straightforward about him being interested in Astrid.
Yeah,
and was like, I want to see how that goes, and I'm
that
going
awesome.
on a date that with another woman is probably sending her the wrong signals.
Yeah,
I didn't Astrid the wrong signals.
Yeah, I didn't love Kevin in Winter Games. I didn't have any real feelings about him in Winter Games, and then I kind of assumed that he was I think I mentioned this before, that he was the asshole in the relationship with him and Ashley I, and that's why it didn't work out. Mm-hmm. I was wrong. She cheated on him, right? But seeing him now, I like him so much better now.
I don't think cheated on him.
She said she cheated on him.
Did she?
Yeah. Oh yeah, she came.
When?
Sorry, maybe I should have added that as the news at the beginning. It was an article that came out. She said she cheated on him.
Okay. I can see why he was a little bit more bitter than I thought he should. I mean, if someone you're going out with is constantly thinking that, I don't know, a relationship with someone else would be better than the one that she's in with you. Mm-hmm. Is a horrible feeling to have, and then you would kind of consider that cheating a little bit.
Okay.
So I thought that's why he was a little bit bitter of like
okay.
about like that whole situation. But if she actually cheated
No, I
on
think she
him-
actually cheated. I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline. Like, Ashley yes, I did cheat, or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway. So, but yeah, she talks to Kevin, and Kevin's like, nah, I want to see where things go with Astrid.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so sweet.
Mm-hmm. So Kevin's not as bad as you thought.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like Kevin now. So then she talks to John, and I think one of the reasons why maybe she pulled John up, like, aside, and one of the things that, like, maybe made her feel more connected is she mentioned that in Ben's season, she always felt, like, a little bit different from the other women. Maybe not just felt, but, like, I'm gonna guess that she was one of the only, if not the only black woman.
Yeah.
Right? And so John being the only Asian guy in Becca's season, and probably the only Asian guy a lot of places he goes. I mean, he does live in San Francisco, so maybe not. But
No, there's so many Asian people in
but
San
I'm sure that
Francisco.
there are a lot of times in his life that he's like the only Asian guy in the room.
It kind of depends, I guess.
Yeah? I guess, I mean, when I hang out with you, I'm often the only white person in the room, so maybe that's not
Yeah.
and I don't mean exclusively with you. I mean, like, in groups. In groups with you and your friends and your family. So maybe he doesn't have a lot of experiences where he's the only Asian guy. I don't know.
It occasionally happens with
Is it
me.
only when
still.
you're with my family?
I mean, kind of.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But I don't know. I think she just kind of thought he would identify with that feeling of, like, you know.
Yeah, I thought that was a good point that, like, it could be a very niche feeling
Yeah.
or, like, environment that they both would have had
Yeah.
in common with. Yeah.
So so, I mean, it seems like they hit it off better than John and Caroline.
John and Caroline. Yeah, I think so, too.
They look like they had a lot of fun. They were laughing a lot. They seem to have, like, real conversation, a real connection. And this is, of course, what they want us to see.
Some similarities, you know?
Yeah, with playing stringed instruments. She was in the orchestra, and she played the cello. And he...
Well, that was on a date. They talked about that on a date.
Oh,
Right?
sorry. I was on the date.
Okay.
Where are you?
I was still talking about them before
Uh-oh.
they actually go on a date.
Oh, what else did they have in common?
Nothing.
Oh.
But I don't know.
Okay.
We didn't say that they went on a date, but they went ziplining.
Which looked like a fun activity.
Yeah. And John was saying that how she was like a badass and she was like in the army, and like I think everybody in the army isn't always a badass.
It doesn't depend on your occupation, I think.
Yeah,
in there.
but she was, but she was in like the communications and stuff. And I was like, okay, how much were you actually programming stuff and whatever? But when she actually said she was programming things, I would assume that she was.
Yeah.
And then like when it came to like jumping off and doing that ziplining thing, she just fucking did it.
Yeah.
No hesitation.
It
I was
seemed
like,
like-
okay, she's kind of a badass then.
Yeah.
Because like even I would like, I mean, one, I would ask the guys, how do I go as fast as possible? and then hesitate a little bit.
Yeah.
But then she was just like, nope, fuck it, let's do it. And then she just went.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's done worse things, like more scarier things.
Yeah. It looked like a pretty good date. I think they had fun. They seemed to connect. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any other things to say about that date.
No, yeah, I think
It looked like it was a good date. I like their
yeah,
connection.
yeah, their connection's way better than John and Caroline's for sure.
Yeah. Caroline's just another mouse waiting for the cheese now.
Just waiting for the cheese. I mean, she could be chasing for wherever that cheese moved to.
Pre-date. Sorry, I wrote down. I forgot to say it. And I don't know if you wrote notes about it. But John went to talk to Caroline, basically tell her that he had a good conversation with Jubilee.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know exactly what he was going to talk to her about. Maybe just say, like, if she asks me on a date, I think I'll go with her or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get that far. Because as John and Caroline are cuddling on the daybed, Jubilee comes over and she's like, hey, you want to go on a date? And he's like, well, yeah, excuse me, hello.
This is awkward. He was like, oh my god, this is gonna be awkward.
Yeah.
I think all he wanted to say was, I think I'm probably gonna go on a date with her.
Yeah, that's what I would guess.
Like, I think this is no offense to you or what we had. It's just this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And like that would have been a really nice thing to do.
Yeah.
And like I feel like maybe they were trying to paint him as like a villain a little bit.
Really?
I mean,
I'm going like 2 dates in a row.
That and like, oh, you made a connection with someone else, and now you're going on a date with another person.
Yeah, I don't think if they were trying to paint him as a villain, I don't think it worked.
It didn't work. But people usually don't get that because like Tia did it, and she wasn't the villain.
Correct.
Because of that.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So not about John and Caroline and Jubilee. But just like a little thing about Kenny. Actually, so the Kenny bleeds into the Crystal and the Chris. And so, okay. So Kenny sets up like a blanket and candles on the beach.
Yeah. Where did they get this stuff, by the way?
I think they just asked the producers for it.
Okay.
And
it's like, where did David get the cake?
Yeah. Kenny seems all in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like,
let's do this. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, let's be a couple or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know. And Crystal says she likes to take it slow. I'm sorry, sis. What show are you on?
Yeah.
Like, you're on The Bachelor, which is 10 weeks maximum, because I think real time it's 2 months or less, from meeting to engagement. Now you're on Bachelor in Paradise, which is 5 weeks, but not actually, probably only about 2.5 of just like chaos of dating on the beach.
Just a bunch of men and women.
Taking it slow, like you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, and there's rose ceremonies kind of prodding you to
every couple of days
get to know people.
Yeah. That was a cop-out for me. I don't know if she was leading Kenny on. I don't know what's happening, but like that was a cop-out because there's no way that you're someone who likes to take it slow and yet you're on this show.
I think one thing at least to... not in admiration or whatever, but in like, it might have also just been her shooting herself in the foot, is that the men do have the power this week. Mm-hmm. And that she was like, I'm sorry, I actually want to, take it slower. Basically saying no to Kenny's rose.
Yeah, that is good.
And so, I don't know what it is. Maybe she's already kind of connected with somebody else.
Could be, or it could be that she has his interest above her own self-interest, which would be amazing. That she's like, I don't want to lead somebody on just to put myself further ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
So I like, commend a lot.
For her to just stay one more week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's just like another day, I mean, I might do that.
Maybe.
That's rude. Just one more day. I mean, I probably wouldn't like commit to it or anything. More like, let's see how it goes,
I disapprove.
I want to hang out with my friends. I want to have free drinks. I want to have free food.
Okay. I still disapprove, but it's good to know about you.
You disapprove of me going on Bachelor in Paradise?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
Yes, I do. Because you wouldn't be honest about it.
All of a sudden, people are interested in Asian people.
And now you want to be on Paradise. Mm-hmm. Not okay.
Not okay. It's good for me to know you're not okay with this. Okay.
Gotta set some boundaries. Mm-hmm. Some firm lines.
Thank you. I needed that.
So then we see some bullshit.
With Tia and Chris.
Yeah, Chris is like, I'm all in. I really like you. I care about you. Mm-hmm. Da-da-da. Bullshit.
Trust me. Fuck. That's what got me. Was trust me. I was like, don't trust this bitch. Can I call him a bitch?
Yeah, you can call him a bitch. Yeah, that is okay. He's a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And when C says that, he's gonna do something stupid. That's what I thought, at least, when I heard it. Not even, at least from the show, not even 5 minutes later, he's just sitting on one of those day beds, and like Crystal comes up, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're just talking, and then I'm sure they were flirting, but he's like, I've never kissed a blonde before.
Fuck him.
He doesn't need to say that.
No, he doesn't.
That's like...
He doesn't.
That's like... That's taking a lot of steps forward.
Yeah.
You know, it's one, you can be flirting with somebody and like, and kind of not mean anything. I've never flirted with any other women when I'm with you.
Oh,
just so you know.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Like, it's not even a thing. It's like, maybe if I was, I didn't know I was. I don't think it happened. I don't think it's ever happened.
Yeah.
I think I'm usually just like, not awkward, but.
So I don't think you ever flirted with me. So I can't imagine you were flirting with other women. Or you are or have been or will flirt with other women. Because I don't think you ever flirted with me.
Okay.
I don't know that you know how to flirt.
I don't know if I know how to flirt either.
I think you just talk.
I talk.
And words come out. And eventually the person...
Feelings come out.
Is like, he's kind of weird. I like that. Or at least that's what happened to me. I don't know what other women have thought.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, but Chris is just spitting out bullshit left and right like a motherfucker.
I think
I'm just so mad. Like I don't even want to talk about it, but we also have to talk about it because that's what we signed up to do.
So they kiss.
They kiss, yeah.
And then it's just like, this fucking guy. And I'm so glad that... Wait, does Chris tell the other guys that he kissed her?
Oh, yes,
Crystal?
He does. Yes, he does. He tells Jordan at least. I don't know who else was standing around the bar. He told Jordan at least.
Because somebody else told Colton.
Kevin. Yeah.
And then,
so I think Kevin might have saw it, though.
Oh, maybe.
I think Kevin might have saw it, but I don't know. He might have been at the bar when Chris was talking about it, but I honestly am not sure. I
really didn't like Jordan egging him on.
No.
That, like, he was like, oh, you're killing it in paradise. Oh, how many people... Okay, this was later. But, like, how many people have kissed 4 people in one day?
In one night. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and they had this weird, Chris and Jordan had this weird conversation where they were talking about the women in relation to like dinner and drinks and carrot cake. And we missed the beginning of it because there was that spider.
Yeah.
And so like, I don't know. I say it like a spider, like it was a tiny little thing. It was a giant spider crawling in our living room.
It was pretty big.
Ryan had to take care of it. And we missed the beginning of that conversation. So I don't know what they were saying, but something about Bibiana's a carrot cake and a coffee, and I don't know.
I don't know. They're all about analogies.
I have no idea what that was.
Yeah, I don't really remember either. But yeah, it was just... And then they started making noises. They're like...
Hold on. Can we back up a second? Back to like Kevin telling Colton?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kevin tells Colton about Crystal, and Colton, like... I don't know. So like, this is when we... like. Another time where a lot of times I don't like the like damsel in distress trope.
Sure.
But like this is another time where I thought like Colton had like a redeeming quality where he's like, this is my friend. Like I care about her and I don't want to see her get played like that. Like that's bullshit. And it could have been a rivalry between him and Chris where it was just because it was Chris. But I think it was just like, I can see how she feels about him. And this is not okay that he's running around like that. That's what I think. I could be wrong.
Also, it's like, fucking... he's being such a hypocrite. I mean, I feel like at least...
Oh, Chris is being a hypocrite.
Chris, yes.
Okay.
That, like, you know, he said all this shit to Colton not even, like, a week ago. Mm-hmm. And now he's doing exactly the same goddamn thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he said this...
No, actually not. Because he, like, actually... saying he was committing to Tia, and then started kissing other women, whereas Colton was like, I don't know. At least was like, I don't know what I really want. I might keep you around. I don't know. That's the worst he could have done. I feel like it was he was more clear than that about what he wants from Tia. So like, obviously, Chris is way worse than Colton.
I agree with everything you're saying. Yeah, so then Colton tells Tia, and that's when in the background we hear these mating calls from Jordan and Chris.
Which is What were they saying? A goose.
A goose mating call. That's probably what I would guess it was. But they were doing all these other weird things. And then Tia's like, what is that? And I'm sorry. It was just really like the juxtaposition. It was really funny.
Yeah. If you're
go ahead.
saying you're the goose and you don't know what a goose sounds like, you're not the goose.
You're not the goose. You're not the
if
goose.
you said, oh, what sound do geese make? And you go, purr, purr.
But what's their mating call? What's their sex noise?
Not a pigeon sound, I'm pretty sure. Right?
Probably not, because they don't want to have sex with pigeons, because they're goose. They're geese. Whatever the plural of goose
Anyways,
is.
so...
Yeah.
We ended the episode.
They were just acting like frat boys.
Yeah.
And it was really obnoxious, and I can't wait to see Tia confront Chris, because she's just going to lay into him, and no other women besides maybe Crystal still. I don't know, but it looks like Crystal's crying, so I don't know. But, like, I don't think any other women are going to want to touch Chris, because, like, it's kind of like Raven was the queen of last Bachelor in Paradise. I think
it's
Tia. Yeah, where they're like, no, I'm not going to mess with that.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Was it just Adam?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was the Adam thing, but I don't know. I think when two people had like a connection and Raven liked that connection, she like got bitchy about other people trying to break it up.
Really?
That's kind of what I remember.
I don't remember that.
I don't know, but I think Tia might be the queen of paradise this season.
Yeah.
So that's basically it after, goddamn, an hour and 45 minutes. Okay, but we have this very important debate at the end of the episode. Tuna fish, avocado, or relish? What's that face?
I don't know. Okay, one, tuna, I mean, on its own, I don't know. I've never really eaten it that way. I've usually eaten tuna in tuna salad.
Yes.
Usually that involves mayonnaise. I don't know about relish.
It does involve relish. I've made tuna salad before. It involves relish.
Mostly have used celery, like pickled celery.
Okay, I've not used that.
And that's about it. That's all I really do. Salt and pepper.
Okay. Well, I mean, the relish and the pickled celery, it's like a pickled thing, you know?
Okay.
But relish is sweeter.
Yeah.
But avocado.
Yeah. Who's the avocado?
That's Kendall. Of course that's Kendall.
She also put tomatoes in it, too.
She's a nutbag. What are you doing, lady?
Yeah. It's not just her hobbies. Her culinary skills are also
What is
crazy.
that? I don't agree with avocados in anything personally. I don't like avocados. Here are lies that I've been given about avocados. One, that they're delicious. They're not. Two, that they're expensive.
Here are the lies? Is that what you
These
said?
are the lies I've been given about avocados. Number two, that they're expensive. I've only been buying them since the beginning of this year, but that's 8 months that I've been occasionally buying avocados, and I've never paid more than $2 for an avocado. Have you ever bought an apple? It's about $2.
It's about, well, I don't know. It's been a long time.
It depends on the apple, right? If you're buying Honeycrisp, it might be up to $3, right? So don't tell me avocados are expensive. I don't understand what nonsense you're giving me. How many avocados are you buying that you think it's expensive to pay $1.50 for an avocado? And number three, that they're difficult to open and shit. Do you have a knife? Cut open the avocado.
It's not that hard.
Do you have a spoon? Take out that seed. What is the problem that everybody has with opening an avocado? It is not difficult.
I haven't really run into that.
I've heard about like trying to jailbreak an avocado. And it's like, It's not hard. You cut it. Have you ever tried to open an orange? That shit's hard. It gets all messy. Juices everywhere.
Oh, if you like try to peel it?
Yeah. That's annoying as shit.
Yeah.
Avocados.
It's not that hard.
Not delicious. Not expensive.
There's even like
not
tricks.
hard to open.
Like, it's pretty simple tricks.
It's not even tricks.
No.
It's tools.
Yeah.
And they're not even complex tools. Anyway, I got beef with avocados.
Yeah, you do. I mean, honestly, I didn't like avocados for a very long time. It was a texture thing for me. Taste also was like, I don't know, what does it taste like?
Fatty dirt.
Fatty,
oily dirt.
fatty cilantro.
Oh, but cilantro is delicious. I don't think it tastes like cilantro.
But fatty cilantro.
Fatty, oily spinach.
I don't know about oily, but fatty.
Oh, it's oily. Have you touch an avocado on the inside, not the outside, and then like feel your fingers? They're so oily. Which it's good oils, it's good fats, whatever. I don't care. That's why I'm trying to eat them, is because they're healthy for me. But they're bullshit.
They're bullshit. They're a fucking lie. Don't eat them.
Just don't want none of that avocado bullshit.
How did this avocado conversation develop?
Joe and Kendall.
Yeah.
So I'm relish. I don't eat tuna, but if I did, it would be relish.
Okay.
I was a big fan of tuna salad.
I'm relish too then.
Okay.
If I like I like sweeter potato salad.
Yeah. Okay. Sweeter potato salad. Okay. We need to end this episode.
Okay.
You said potato salad. Did you not mean?
I probably did. I meant
Did you say
tuna.
It is 1:00 in the morning.
Is it really? No, it's not.
It's 12:34 in the morning.
But by the time we go to bed, it's 1.
Don't know whether you're saying potato or tuna. So
Tomato.
That's the time of the day that we've reached that I don't know. I'm not going to edit this tonight. So that is it.
Rate, review, and subscribe, please. Hey, you can find us on Spotify now.
Yeah, we're on Spotify.
If you have been downloading us and you're like, fuck this, I'd rather not use up my cell phone's memory on these bitches. I'm also a bitch, I guess.
Yeah,
Can I call myself a bitch?
Sure. So my opposition to men being bitches is when they're being called like little bitches, and you're saying these qualities that you're exhibiting right now are feminine qualities, and therefore I'm calling you a little bitch.
So if someone's just being an asshole,
I think it's okay to call them a bitch.
Okay. All right. I've been stepping on eggshells with you.
I would still be cautious around other people saying it, because they might interpret it to mean little bitch.
Okay.
And then I think that's offensive.
Okay. So yeah.
Bringing you one feminist lesson at a time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm learning as well. So yeah, you can find us on Spotify if that's how you would like to, if that's the medium you would like to listen to us.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I mean, whatever podcasting app you choose, we probably should be on there. So if what you're finding us on is inconvenient, try another one. We'll probably be on there. We also have a Twitter.
Roses N Thorns Pod.
So that's Roses, the letter N, Thorns Pod. Yes. Thorns Pod. Shout out to Sweden.
Yeah.
We got like 14 downloads from Sweden.
Why?
just kind of random. It might just, I think it was just one person going back like 2 seasons.
Gotta listen to all of them.
But hey, thanks. Yep. Appreciate it. Right now, our top downloads are in Washington. So thank you, locals.
And then Ohio?
Ohio is next. And then California, that might just be Lisa catching up. She's on a business trip in California right now.
She catching up? Why is she catching up?
I don't know. I don't know what her schedule is.
Thanks,
for listening.
Lisa. Thanks, Lisa.
And then
Florida?
So we're going to do top 5.
Maryland?
So then next is West Virginia. And then Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Maryland
Why?
slipped.
Connecticut's so small.
I don't know. They're number 5. Thank you, Connecticut. Actually, so Connecticut is behind Sweden. I do have to say that. So
whole country. Come on.
But in the
guys.
U.S., Connecticut's number 5. And then Maryland slipped. They don't love us anymore.
They heard the shout outs. They didn't appreciate them.
Oh, sorry for calling you out. I didn't mean to put you on blast like that. I thought you would like it.
Okay.
Okay. This has gone on long enough. We need to end this.
All right.
So thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.